I am not teaching, I am publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in the UK test part 273. Loch Lomond and the Sussex National Park is on page 99 while doing leg injury prevention training. And if you participate in the leg injury prevention training, that is a general risk. So first a photo. There it is. Loch Lomond and the Sussex National Park. I don't know how Loch is pronounced. So it's Loch Lomond and also the Sussex National Park. This national park, so the Sussex National Park, covers 700 square miles. That are 1,800 square kilometers. So 1 square kilometer is 1 kilometer times 1 kilometer. So these are 1,800 kilometers by 1 kilometer. Or more, rather 900 kilometers times 2 kilometers, or 400 times 4, or 200 times 8, or 100 times 16. So the thing is big. Maybe we're going to calculate it later. In the west of Scotland is this. So in the west of Scotland, that was Northern Ireland, northeast of Northern Ireland, there's the Giant's Causeway, that volcanic lava stone. So in the west of Scotland, in the east was Edinburgh Castle. In the west of Scotland, there is the Sussex National Park. So in the west of Scotland, there's the Sussex National Park, and it has a size of 1,800 square kilometers or 700 square miles. Loch Lomond is the largest expanse of freshwater in mainland Britain and probably the best known part of a park. So the park must be really big, and then there is the lake inside of the park, and that is the largest park in Britain. So the largest lake of Britain, or the largest freshwater in mainland Britain, is the Loch Lomond. The largest lake of Britain is the Loch Lomond. And the Loch Lomond lies in the, well, at least a part of it, it's not clear from here, and probably the best known part of the park. And the Loch Lomond lies inside of the Sussex National Park. So we have to remember the Sussex National Park in the west of Scotland, on the opposite side of Edinburgh. In the west of Scotland, the Sussex National Park, and there is also the Loch Lomond, the largest freshwater lake of Britain. Now we're in the picture. So that is the lake, and this is the Sussex Sussex National Park. The Sussex National Park, and the lake is the Loch Lomond. That was all. If you are here for the lake injury prevention training at your own risk, you can do that at your own risk. Otherwise, you can go directly to the next part, to the London Eye. So the lake injury prevention training, if you participate in it, that is at your own risk. You're breathing in and going down, and breathing out, breathing in, and out, again in, and out, again in. Out. Let's do it for another round again. Out. Now breathe in and close the legs. And out. Now the first exercise, having a good standing leg. The other leg is with the flex foot in the air. And we're swinging the flex foot to the side and in front, to the side and in front. And the torso body more or less the whole time in front. A few last times. And now with the other leg. The other leg into the air, we're having a flex foot. And we're swinging it to the side and in front, side and in front. And the torso pointing always forward. A few more. And to the second exercise. Next exercise, good standing leg, and the other leg is again in the air with a flex foot, and we bring the leg with a flex foot front and back and front and back. few more of them. And then we're changing to the other leg. Again, the leg in the air has a flexed foot. And bringing it front and back, front and back. A few more. And the next exercise, we're having a good standing leg. We're bringing one leg into the air. Right angle of the leg, flexed foot, even right hips, taller of the back. We're breathing in. And out, we're bringing the leg to the side. Breathing in. And out, the leg into the middle. And control down. And again, the leg up. Breathe in. Out, the leg to the outside. Breathing in. Out, the leg into the middle. And control down. And now the other leg. Into the air, breathe in, right angle of the leg, flex foot, even right hips, taller of the back, breathe out, the leg to the outside. We're breathing again in. And out, the leg into the middle. And control down. And again, the leg up. Breathe out to the outside. Breathe again in. Out into the middle. And control down. Next exercise, again the leg up, right angle of the leg, flex foot, even right hips, top of the back, with pressing a little bit from the inside against the knee, and we're having a little bend in the elbow. Even right hips, top of the back, little bend in the elbow. And for a few more seconds. Now the next exercise, one leg up, right angle of the leg, flex foot, even right hips, tall up the back, and we're pressing on the inside against the knee, and we're having a little bend in the elbow. Even right hips, tall up the back, little bend in the elbow, and a little longer. And that was the exercise. The next one. Again, the leg up, right angle of the leg, flex foot, even right hip, tall up the back, all the same. Now the knee presses up and to the side, up and to the side. A few once more. Now with the other leg. The leg up, right angle of the leg, flex foot, even right hip, tall up the back. Now the knee presses up and to the side, up and to the side. A few more. Up and to the side, up to the side. And the next exercise. One hand on tummy or one on lower back. And we're lifting one leg in a straight line up. If quad muscles cramp, then bring it up and point the foot. Bring the leg up. Control the hands but you don't fall back. And try to bring the leg higher. Flex foot and try to bring it higher. Control that you don't fall back. And try to bring the leg higher. A little longer. And bringing it up and pointing the foot. And the next exercise. Bring one leg up. No, the next exercise. Next leg. So one hand on tummy, one on lower back. Control the hands but you don't fall back. And have a straight leg, a flexed foot. Try to bring the foot higher. Try to bring it higher. A little longer. And we're bringing it up and we're pointing the foot. Next exercise. One leg points with the toes to the outside, the other one is with the heel on the ground. And we're lifting it off the ground and putting it again on the ground. The whole movement comes from the hips, but don't overdo it. Just 5 or 10 might be just enough for you. So that was Loch Lomond and the Trossachs National Park. Loch Lomond, the Trossachs National Park. At the west of Scotland, there's 1,800 square kilometers or miles per half. And yes, this lake, this Loch Lomond, is the largest freshwater lake in the United Kingdom. And it is also the best known part of the park. When we had the Giant's Causeway, these were formed out of volcanic lava 50 million years ago. There are many legends how they were formed. And they are on the northeast coast of Northern Ireland. So the Vulcan belt is northeast coast, Northern Ireland. And then we had Edinburgh Castle. That's in Edinburgh, at the east coast of Scotland. And it dates far back to the early Middle Ages, so over 1,000 years. And it's looked after by the historic environment. And it's an important part of Skyline of Edinburgh. The Eden Project, these are some biomes in which is a different climate, and there are plants growing from all over the world, and it is run by environmental and social projects. Something. So no, it runs environmental and social projects. And then we had the Elizabeth Tower with the Big Ben next to the House of Parliament in London at the Thames. And we're changing the lake. Now let's look for the movies. We had The 39 Steps, 1935, that was Sir Alfred Hitchcock. Then we had Brief Encounter, 1945, Sir David Lee. Then we had Carol Reed, and he did The Third Man, 1949. And then we had 1962's Lawrence of Arabia, Sir David Lean again. And then we had Woman in Love, 1969, Ken Russell. Woman in Love, 1969, Ken Russell. The Bells of St. Trinian's, Frank Launder, 1954. 1954, The Bells of St. Trinian's. 1954, The Bells of St. Trinian's. Let's not take a new one. The Bells of St. Trinian's, 1954, Frank Launder. The Bells of St. Trinian's. So after 1949, Carol Reed with The Third Man, there came then here in the list, 1954. The Bells of St. Trinian's, Frank Launder. And the last exercise. 3 variations. The first one you can do is the stamp, leg up and down with a flexed foot. So with your down, come onto the ground, be a bit higher with it. The second one, the horse. One leg up, bend a bit forward, and then back, and again in and out, and down, take yourself with a knee. And the third one, the actual one, and with standing leg. The other leg is with a flexed foot in the air. And we're going with the upper part of the body simultaneously down when the upper leg comes up. Try not to fall in the abdomen, and try to be high up on the standing leg so that the pressure comes onto the biceps femoris muscle and the middle of the hamstring muscles. And don't do too many of all, whatever variation you do. And a few more. And the last 3. And now with the other leg. Leg in the air, flex foot. The upper part of the body goes simultaneously down and the other one comes up. And we're having a tall standing leg. And don't fall in the abdomen. And the last 3. And the closing exercise. You're ripping in. in, out, and now last one, in, out, repeat and close the legs, out. That was the leg intervention training. I thank you very much, and have a next time.